And later on, he participated in a lot of wars with the Ganapati, and he helped him to expand his kingdom. And then his sons, he had three sons. One is Dhamanayaka, one is Prasadityanaya, one is Rudranayaka. So all these, they served the kingdom. And Prasaditya was the commander-in-chief for the Rudramadevi. And a lot of several other Padmanayakas, they were serving the kingdom at that time. One by name Peerla Nayaka, he was the in charge of the security force of Rudrama. And there was one in charge of the cavalry, that means the horse race. His name was Ashwarao. He is from, he got a place in Palvancha, Bhadrachalam area. And then Gajarao, there is another one who was in charge of the elephants. So thus, several Padmanayakas were serving the Kakatiya kingdom. But after Rudrama, when Prataparudra became the king, he realized that the Kayasthas betrayed him, some of the Reddis betrayed him, and there were not too many Kshatriyas. So only people who were trustworthy, who really backed him were the Velmas. So he became too much obsessed with them. He established a Nayankara system. The Nayankara system means the Sena Samuham antaru vatni. He took 77 people, the people of 77 Gotras, and he removed some of the others from the jobs, and he gave all the kingdom to these people, and he established them as Mandaladhipatis at so many places. But as you see, and these people became very close to the king, and they were his commander-in-chief also is a Velma. His name is Singamanayakadu. He is the son of Eradacha Nayudu. Eradacha Nayudu is the son of the Dama Nayudu. So they are all the children of Betala Nayudu. But this really infuriated the others. Some Reddis and others, they did not like the partiality shown by the king. But anyway, the trouble started to come for the king. In year 1303, the Alauddin Khilji, he invaded Warangal, but somehow all these, all his soldiers, they put a tough resistance and they drove them back. But he came back again in 1309. But at that time, the king, he could not really put up the resistance. He was defeated, and he has to surrender all his jewels, which were collected for generations, and has to give a lot of money. And not only that, he has to give thousands of horses, thousands of elephants, and also he has to agree to pay the tribute, yearly tribute to the New Delhi Sultanate. And in 1313, the Alauddin Khilji asked him to go and invade the Pandya kingdom in the south, and he took some of his Chamupatis, the Dandanayakas, and he invaded the Pandya country, and he invaded the Kanchi. He was successful, and they got a throne from the Pandya king. He was happy with that victory, and that throne was presented to Eradacha Nayudu. Eradacha Nayudu, the ancestor of the present-day Venkatagiri Rajas. And after that, the Delhi Sultanate fell apart. And the Alauddin Khilji died, and then his son became, and he was killed, and the kingdom passed to the Tughlaq dynasty. Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq became the Sultan of Delhi, and because of the troubles in Delhi, the Kakatiya King Prataparudra stopped paying the tribute. And then the Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, he sent his son, his name is Juna Khan, to invade Warangal sometime approximately around 1320 or 22. But at that time they were able to resist and they drove him back. But again he came back in 1323. But at this time, the king was not really fully prepared, unaware that they were going to come so soon, and he lost the battle and he was taken prisoner. On the way to Delhi, he committed suicide near Narmada river. So thus ended the Kakatiya kingdom. Now we are going to start the real part of the forgotten chapter of the Andhra history, because this is 1323 and we do not know what happened. The Warangal was occupied by the Muslims. They named it Sultanpur, and all the temples were destroyed, and some temples were destroyed and the mosques were built, and there was heavy taxation on the people, heavy tax burden, and at times they raped the woman, and the people were really brutally tortured, and the sufferings were immense. At this time, a man by name, I believe his name is Induluri Annaya Mantri. He's a Brahmin, but he's a very smart negotiator. He contacted all the Nayaks of the region. He called the ruler of the Addanki, the Polaya Vemareddy, and Polaya Nayaka of Rekapalli. This is near Khammam, in the Khammam district near Bhadrachalam, and also the Recharla Singamanayaka of Amanagalu. Amanagalu in the Nalgonda districts near Suryapet and Miryalgoda. So then he put a confederation, all these Nayaks. They decided that they should drive the Muslims out of the country. So first, they went to the coastal area. The Sultan's representative, the viceroy, or whatever we call, he was driven out. He was killed, and they occupied the coastal area. And after a few years, the Polaya Nayaka, he was sick and he was not able to do anything, and he brought his cousin brother, his Kapaya Nayaka. But Kapaya Nayaka is a very smart man. He's a good fighter, and he could raise a lot of army, big army of the cavalry, the horses, the elephants, and he put together a lot of these samantas, and he also contacted the king of Dwarasamudra, Ballala. So thus, then he went and invaded Warangal. The Sultan's representative, who was stationed in Warangal, he was driven out of Warangal, and they occupied Warangal. But also he helped the Bahmani, Alauddin Bahmani from Gulbarga to establish the independent kingdom. He sent a lot of money, a lot of horses, the elephants. So he thought if that guy puts a kingdom, the Sultan won't come to Warangal. He thought the Warangal will be protected. But when Kapaya Nayaka became very powerful, that guy got jealous. Who the Bahmani Sultan of Gulbarga, he got jealous, and he was worried that he is going to be too powerful. So he started to invade the territory of the Kapaya Nayaka. And first he occupied the fort in Nizamabad called Kaulasa. And then a few years later, he invaded the interior. And initially, he surrendered the Golconda fort, and he made a peace. And then he thought that will end, but unfortunately, it did not end. And he invaded more. He had a son by name Vinayaka Nayaka. Yes, he was killed by the Bahmani Sultan, and this is the situation of the Kapaya Nayaka. But meanwhile, now I will come back to the story of the Padmanayaka king, the Singamanayaka. The Singamanayaka was an Amanagalu, but the Kapaya Nayaka did a mistake. He went and invaded Amanagalu, and he gave it to somebody else, and then he wanted to be an emperor. He put a big inscription in Amanagalu, or Pillalamari, saying that Andhra Deshadishwara, Andhra Suratrana. That means he is the emperor of the Andhra country. That did not go well with Singamanayaka, because Singamanayaka was the commander-in-chief of the Prataparudra. He is a little older by, but then he was building his kingdom around Rajakonda and Devarakonda. This is the time, somewhere around 1340s, 1350s, and he had two very intelligent sons. One is called Padmanayaka, and the other one the Madhanayaka. They were going between Krishna and Tungabhadra to acquire the territory. And some of the Kshatriya kings and the Reddy Chabupatis, they did not like the progress, the rise of the Padmanayaka. So there is a king by Nebel. He's not a real. He's a Durgadipati, Vijayawada Durgadipati. His name is Madhava Verma, Pusapati Madhava Verma. The same family is now in Vijayanagar in Vijayanagar district. So there's a fort by the shores of the Krishna River called Jallipalli. He fortified, he improved that fort, and then he imprisoned a person by name Chintapatla Singamanaid. The Chintapatla Singamanaid is a lord for a little town in Krishna district adjacent to the Nalgonda. And so he brought him imprisoned in the Jallipalli port. I'm telling this story because this is the turning point for the establishment of the kingdom for this Raicherla family. But that Singamanayaka happens to be the brother-in-law of Raicherla Singamanayaka. When he heard that his brother-in-law is imprisoned, he took his army from Rachakonda as well as the Devarakonda, and he went to the Jallipalli. And the Jallipalli, the lot of Kshatriyas, the Reddys, they gathered there with their army. But when they heard that the Singamanayaka came, they were a little bit afraid. It's not going to be easy to win with this old lion who was the commander-in-chief to the Prataparudra, and also is a good fighter, even though he's old. So they started to negotiate some kind of deal so that they will release that man, the Singamanayaka, and then the war will be withdrawn. He will go back. They sent a Kshatriya Durgadipati. His name is Tambala Ammajiyadu. He's a Durgadipati for Kalahasti. But that man and the Singamanayaka, they were working together for the Kakatiya kingdom when they were young. So they thought they can negotiate a deal and avoid the war. But that man